Guys, my name is Amish and today I'll be giving a feedback on my friend's report. So his name is Rahat and I'll basically be giving a feedback on how well did he do in his report, and I'll be pointing out the strengths and weaknesses, and this is for IELTS Academic. So let's begin, guys. So basically the question is that the diagrams below show the main reasons workers chose to work from home and the hours males and females worked at home for the year 2019. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Okay, so this is basically a double graph question. So we have a bar chart over here and we have a table over here. And what we gotta do is basically uh, use both of these data to write a report. Okay, and remember, I told you there are four paragraphs. So there's an introduction, there's an overview, and then there's third and fourth paragraph where you go into figures and stats. So let's begin with the introduction first. Just a second. Okay. So so the introduction, Rahat wrote that the bar chart and the table illustrates information about the reasons why employees wanted to work from home and how many hours in the week they work in 2019. Okay, so first, I'll the good point about the good thing about his introduction is that he has included both bar chart and the table in his introduction. However, there are some mistakes, and first of all, the first mistake that he has done is if you look at the spellings of employees, this basically mean this is employees, not employees. So this is a different word. Employees basically means it's like to recruit someone or to hire someone as a worker. Like for example, you are an employer, right? You are the boss, and then you employ someone else. You give him a job. You give him or her a job. So this is that employees. It's not employees, which means workers. I know what he wanted to say. He basically tried to use a different word for workers, which was a good attempt, but be careful with the spellings. So employees, it's EMPLOYEES. Okay. Oops. Just a second. So employees, it's not this word is incorrect. And then he said employees wanted to work from home and how many hours in a week they work in 2019. Now this word is incorrect because 2019 is in the past. So you should use a past tense. It should be worked, WORKED, not work. Okay, be careful with the tenses, Rahat. And it's WORKED, worked, not work. And for the employees, it was just a second. Uh, so for employees, it was EMPLOYEES. Okay, so be careful with that. In case you are not sure if a word is correct or incorrect, then use the same word they have used in the question. But I'm glad that you took the risk, that you had the courage to use a different word. Okay, so now this is overall a good introduction. If these two words were correct. Now I'll tell you a better way to write an introduction, okay, for the same one. So I have a structure with me in my book, or the format for multiple graphs. Multiple graphs basically means double or triple graphs, okay? So in the first paragraph where you write an introduction, you should paraphrase both graphs into one sentence using and or while. So this basically means I could say I should refer to one graph at a time and then move on to the other graph. So the way I could do is that, so he wrote that the bar chart and the table illustrates information, right? I could say I could say it like this. The bar chart uh, shows the primary reasons why employees wanted to work from home in 2019, and then put and and the table shows how many hours uh, males and females spent in working in 2019. It's as simple as that. So first refer to one graph, explain what it tells you, then use and or while or whereas this graph shows, while this graph shows, while this table shows, and then use that and then explain about the second graph or second table or second whatever. Okay. So okay, so yeah, so that's for the introduction. And make sure, many people make this mistake, make sure to include the year. So in this case, it's 2019, he has included, so very well done for that, Rahat. And make sure to include any countries. In this case, we don't have any countries involved, but usually there are like countries like USA or whatever, and make sure to include that, make sure to include the years, and you'll be fine. So again, uh, we could write an introduction like this. The bar chart shows the primary reasons uh, why employees work from home in 2019, while or whereas or and the table shows how many hours males and females worked from home in 2019. Okay, and that would be like a three band introduction. Okay, by three band I mean like perfect introduction, because in report the total number of bands that you can get is three. Um, then he in the second paragraph, I like his structure because he used the correct structure. Uh, the first one is introduction, then overview, and then third and fourth. Okay, so his overview is overall it is evident that both males and females focus on saving money from working home. While female wanted to work from home more than male to make childcare easier. However, men tended to work more hours than women. Okay, the structure is good of the overview. However, there are some grammatical mistakes in tenses and stuff like that. So he said overall it is evident. This is a really good startup. It's a really good starter, I mean. Okay. So he wrote overall it is evident that both males and females focus on saving money from working home. Okay. The way you could change, first of all, this word is incorrect, focus, because we are talking about the past tense. You should use focused if you want to use. Okay. um, what you could do is, what you could say instead of this is that and we don't say that both male and females focused on saving money, because many focused on being more productive and and having an easier child care service. So you could say that most of them, use most of them or the majority of them. Don't just say both male and females. Okay, so you could say something like this: overall it is evident that uh, the majority of males and females wanted to save money, therefore they worked from home in 2019. You could say something like that. And in the second sentence he said, while female wanted to work from home more than male. See, we are talking about females, it's not female. You should use, you have used the singular form, you should use the plural form. It should be females, not female. And it should be males, not males, not male. Okay, so you have used the singular form, so it should be males. Okay, for males. And just a second, and for females for females. Okay, so be careful with that. Okay, and while female wanted to work from home more than to make childcare easier, you could say something like this. uh, you could say, uh, however, females wanted to work from home more than males, uh, because it makes the childcare easier for them. You just say it like that. You don't need to start your sentence like this, and you haven't used a comma. If you're starting with something like while female wanted to work from home, this is a complex sentence, more than males, you should put a comma over here. Okay, so you could say something like this: females wanted to work from home more than males, because uh, it allows it allows an easier child career. Okay, something like that. And then he said in this last sentence, however, men tended to work more hours than women. Let's see. Mm, However, men tended to work more hours than women. Well, if you look at the table, uh, in under 10 males were 3%, under 10 74 females, 10 to 30 16 males 16%. Okay, okay, yeah. So this is a very good sentence. This is a very good sentence he used. However, men tended to work more hours than women. Yes, because if you look at number of hours per week, men, 81% of all males worked over 30 hours per week. Okay, this is a really good sentence. I applaud you for that. Okay, so let's move on to the third paragraph. Uh, in the third paragraph, he said, as per the graph, um, in terms of saving money, the figure for men were uh, 45% compared 42% to women. Now this is an incorrect sentence. As per the graph, you put a comma, that's a good thing. Then you said in terms of saving money, you should put another comma over here. After money, you should put another comma because you are giving it a pause. Okay. Oops. So put on another comma. Okay. As per the graph, in terms of saving money, comma, the figure for men were 45% good compared 42%. Now this is also incorrect. Compared to 42% to com compared to 42% for women. Say that. You shouldn't say were 45% compared 42% to women. Say as per the graph, in terms of saving money, the figure for men were 45% compared to 42% for women. You have used for men, so use for women. Don't say two women. Say compared to 42% for women. Okay. And then he said to make them more productive, more number of men work from home than women, and the figure for men were 24%, and women were 11%. A good attempt, but this also contains many grammatical errors, many grammatical mistakes. So you said to make them more productive. You shouldn't say to make the more productive. Say to make it more productive. To make it more productive, and then you put a comma after productive. You should put a comma. Then you say put a comma after productive, and then say more number of men work from home, and you don't say then. There's a difference. There's THAN and there's THEN. So in this case, you should use this one, THAN. The difference between them is that THAN than is used when you're comparing something. So, for example, Jack is taller than Michael, or he's a better person than Joe. So THAN is used when you're comparing something. So one is bigger, one is lesser. So you're comparing them and use THAN. Okay. But then THEN is something else. So it's used usually for time period. So I'll do my homework, then I'll eat my food. So THEN is used for like showing time phrases, time intervals, what you're gonna do afterwards, what you're gonna do before that. So I'll do this and then I'll do that. So in this case, you're comparing the number of hours. No, yeah, you're comparing the number, the main reasons why men work more than women. So you should use THAN. So you should say to make it more productive. You shouldn't use the. It's incorrect. To make it more productive, put a comma. More number of men worked from home. THAN than Ugh, sorry. THAN. Oh, I can't write it clearly, but you get the idea, okay? to to make it more productive, more number of men work from home than THAN women, and the figure for men were, you shouldn't use were, you should use was. The figure for men was 24%, because figure, when you're talking about figure, it's, you're talking about a singular thing, right? I know men is plural, men, men is plural, but you are saying the figure for men, so was 24%, and women, and and the figure for men was 24%, and women, and the figure for women was 11%. Don't say and women were 11%. Say and the figure for women was 11%. So I'll rewrite it in the next slide. I'll tell you what I mean. So say, to make it more productive, more number of men worked from home than women, and the figure for men was 24%, and the figure for women was 11%. Don't say were. The figure for females, don't say female, say females, because you're talking about plural. You're not talking about a singular female, okay? Like, you're not talking about a single female. Say the figure for females was much higher than men when it comes to easier childcare, and women accounted for 26% while men were only 4%. The figure for females was much higher than men when it comes to, this is a good sentence. This is a really good sentence. Just put an S after female, so make it plural, but it's a really good sentence. The figure for females was much higher than men when it comes to easier health, when it came to easier healthcare, because you're talking about the past. Don't change the tenses. Comes is when you're talking about present, but it's 2019 is already gone. So say when it came to easier healthcare, and women accounted. See, here you used a good word, accounted. We're talking about the past, and women accounted for 26%, while men were only 4%. Good sentence. A better way, probably the better way to make it more clearly would be to say the figure for females was much higher than men when it came to easier healthcare, as, or you could say because you're connecting, because okay, so you could say something like this: the figure for females was much higher than men when it came to easier healthcare, because women accounted for 26% while men accounted for only 4%, or while men only contributed to 4%, you could say that. Then we have the fourth paragraph, which says, however, the females accounted for 74% when the work was under 10 hours in a week, compared to just only three for males. Don't say three for males, say 3%. Put the percentage. Be Rahat, be constant, be consistent. I mean, like, if you're using 74%, then say 3% for males. Okay, accounted for seven. You could also say contributed, or you could say accounted. It's the same thing. Females accounted for 74% when they work was under 10 hours in a week, compared to just only 3% for males. The figure was quite similar when the work was 10 to 30 hours in a week, and the number for male were, see, again you're like, above you said males, now you're saying male. Like, above you used the correct form, which is plural, now you're using singular form. Keep it consistent. If you're using males, then keep using males, and you should use males because it's plural. And the number for males, put an S. And the number for males was not was 60%, was, because you're talking about a single number. You're talking about the number, so it was 16%, and female were 22%. No, you should say the figure was quite similar when the work was just 10 to 30 hours in a week, because connected. Say because, or say as. Say because the number for males was 16%, and the number for females was 22%. Then you said, but this was a good sentence. I gotta say that, because there are only some minor grammatical errors, but overall the level of understanding, the level of clarity is very good. And then he said there was a significant difference when the work time was over 30 hours. The number of females were only 6%, while the four male while the four males were 81%. Okay, okay. I'm sorry, but okay, just a second. There was a significant difference when the work time was over 30 hours. Put as or because. Okay, don't forget these words. Put because or put as or use as. Oh, I'm terrible at writing this really, but you gotta practice it. As because you're linking it. So say there was a significant difference. I'm sorry. There was a significant difference when the work time was over 30 hours because the number for females use plural form females, not female, because the number for females was okay, not were. Use was only 6%, while the number for males was 81%. Okay. This paragraph was really good, the last one, honestly. Uh, so again, I'll tell you how to write the last sentence. There was a significant difference. Significant word is really good because it shows like how big something is, like how big the difference is. So there was significant difference when the work time was over 30 hours because you didn't write anything after 30 hours, but say because the number for females was only 6%, while the number, don't just say while the four males, okay? Say while the number for males was 81%. Okay, so you get the point right now, but the overall clarity was very good. Now I'll rewrite this in my own way and tell you what that means, okay? So guys, now I'll tell you, I've given my answer now. I have edited his answer, I have edited Rahat's answer and changed changed some words, and now this is the new version of the same answer. I mean, there are like 100 different ways of writing an answer to this question, but I've used his method, I've used his way, but just changed the tenses and some words and just added some extra bits. So let's have a look at it. So the introduction is the bar chart illustrates information about the primary causes why men and women work from home in 2019, while the table shows information about how many hours males and females work from home in 2019. So note the difference. Rahat wrote that the bar chart and the table shows, but what I've done is that the bar chart, I first talked about the bar chart and then I put a comma and then I said while the table shows this X, Y, Z. Okay. So the bar chart I used illustrates information about the primary causes. Primary means the main, like the main causes. So and causes is similar to reasons. So main reasons is equivalent to primary causes. So about the primary causes were men. Instead of males, I've used men. Why men and women worked from home in 2019. While the table shows information about how many hours males and females work from home in 2019. I've used shows information about. I've used a different word. I've used a different word because I've already used illustrates information. So I've used a different phrase over here, which is shows information. The things which I've highlighted in red are changes that I've made to Rahat's answer. Okay. So overall, it is evident that the majority of males and females used focus, but I'm using past and focused on saving money from working from home. Moreover, you should use words such as moreover, furthermore, similarly, likewise, in addition, additionally. You should use these words because they allow you to get a higher band score. So moreover, more females wanted to work from home than males due to easier childcare. However, men tended to work more hours than women. Good. Third paragraph, as per the graph, you could say as per the bar chart, okay? As per, because in some questions, not in this case, but in some questions, there might be two graphs. So you might have a line graph and a bar graph and a pie chart. or a bar graph, a line graph, and a table. So say be specific. Say if it's a line graph, say line graphs. If it's a bar chart, say bar chart. As per the graph, in terms of saving money, the figure for men was 45% compared to 42% for women. To make it more productive, comma, more number of men work from home than women. Note that I have used plural form for all of them. More number of men work from home than women, and the figure for men was 24%, and the figure for women was 11%. This is a very similar version to Rahat's answer, but not that I've used was, not were, because we're talking about one figure. So the figure was 24%, and the figure for women was 11%. The figure for females was much higher than men when it came to easier childcare, because women accounted for 26% while men accounted for only 4%. Okay. However, the females accounted for 74% when the work was under 10 hours in the week, compared to just only 3% by males. Furthermore, the figure was quite similar when the work was 10 to 30 hours in a week, and the number for males, not that I'm using plural for males, was 16% and 22% for females. There was a significant difference when the work time was over 30 hours, as the number of females working was only 6%, while the figure for males was 81%. Okay. So I'll tell you the differences. So I've used 3%. He only said 3, but he didn't put a percentage sign. So he said 3% by males. Furthermore, use words like furthermore, moreover, as I said earlier. The figure was quite similar when, okay. And the number for males was 16% and 22% for females. There was significant difference when the work time was over 30 hours, as basically means because. So as, or because, or since, as the number of females, as the figure for number of females, just write figure, as the figure, I forgot to write that, but as the figure, okay, okay, was over 30 hours, as the figure, or as the number for females, okay, you don't need to write figure, I'm sorry, I know what's wrong. As the number for females was only 6%, while the figure for males was 81%. So that's all right, okay. And then this I've added a like a fifth paragraph which you don't need to write, but if you get extra time exam, you can write a short summary in the fifth paragraph. Maybe it can help you get an extra 0.5 band, but only write the summary if you're sure that you'll write it correctly. Okay. If you think that, if you're unsure whether it will be correct or wrong, then don't write it, because instead of improving, it will make your band score go down. So uh, but I have written like a summary, so you can say in summary it is quite clear that men usually work more hours than women, and most people work from home in 2019 in order to save money. So in summary, a summary is very similar to the overview. So you just rephrase or paraphrase. You just paraphrase the overview, and then you write the overview in a different way. So you just say the overall thing. You don't need to include figures or stuff. You just say in summary, it is clear that men usually work more hours than women. It's evident in the table, and most people work from home. In people, we are involving both men and females. So both males and females are included in the word people, and most people work from home in 2019 to save money. So in summary, if you have two or more graphs, you can include the overall information of two or more graphs. So in this graph, it's in order to save money, and in this table, it's the overall information is that more men worked than women. Okay, so this is how you write it. So I hope you found it helpful, Rahat. So Rahat, one more thing that I gotta tell you is that these are like the things to take care of when you write a report next time. So, and read it over and over again, memorize it, observe it in order to avoid mistakes in the future. So the first thing is that make sure that the same tenses are used consistently. So if you're using a, make sure to read the graph carefully. So if it's 2018, 2019, if it's in the past, then use past tense. If it's in the present, then use present tense. And if it's talking about a forecast like in the future, if it's 2030 or 2040, then use future tense. Make sure to use words such as furthermore, moreover, likewise, in addition, because uh, these will push up your band score upwards. So make sure to use these words. Make sure to take care of singular and plural forms. So, for example, you used male, you used female, but it should be females, males. It depends on the graph, it depends on the question. So make sure to take care of singular and plural forms, and make sure to put commas where necessary. So whenever there is a pause, you should put a comma. Okay, so make sure to do that. And yeah, but I think you did really well. You have improved dramatically from last time, and I believe that after doing like 2 3 more reports, you'll be on like a band 2.5 or band 3. Okay, so for this report that you have written, I would give you band 2 out of 3. Okay, so I hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you in the next video. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Best of luck for your exam, Rahat, and best of luck for your IELTS or science or whatever exam you have. And thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, click on the bell icon, comment, and share this video. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, bye bye.